Patch 4.5 just came out with engineering. A whole bunch of things has changed, so I wanted to update my component video where I recommend the best components for ships. In this video, I'll be showing you my recommended list of components for size 1, size 2, and size 3 ships. And at the end of the video, I'll build a custom ship with you just so that you can see my reasoning behind each ship, and I'll show you where to buy everything as well. But before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by Beam Eye Tracker. Beam Eye Tracker turns your regular webcam into an head and eye tracker. This will allow you to track your targets in Star Citizen by tracking your head and eyes. You can look around your cockpit freely. They use AI to enhance the tracking. They also have a beta version available currently for Beam Eye Tracker that no longer requires OpenTrack, so the setup just got a lot easier. So if you want to improve your Star Citizen experience, then make sure to check out Beam Eye Tracker. Buying from their website will support the channel. I really appreciate it. Links in the description. Now let's get back to the video. For the base components, I made a little spreadsheet here for you. Just a quick mock-up, not the prettiest thing, but it will do. First off, for our weapons here, the base weapons currently is ballistics. Why, you might ask? Well, currently the ship has about 3 health bars. First you get the shields, then you get armor, and then finally you get a little bit of the power plant health as well. So ballistics is probably the best, especially repeaters. So ballistic repeaters probably the best just because they've got very good projectile speed, and the rest is just extras. For example, here on my spreadsheet, you'll see that some things are green and then some things are also blue. The blue is components you can't buy. It's components you can only loot by doing activities in Star Citizen. So just make sure that you take note of it. But I do like to recommend both a component you can buy easily at the shop, and then you can go out there to hunt for other components as well. This is why you can see both green and blue components. Like I said before, ballistics at the moment is the best weapons. You can also find NDBs. These are all laser repeaters. Laser repeaters still pretty good, but obviously you won't kill ships as fast. So I would highly recommend for the very moment, ballistic repeaters. They are probably the best at the moment. You will kill ships super fast with them, but obviously they might nerf this in the future. They'll make an update. Let's move over to power plants. Power plants has had a big change. In the previous patch, the best power plants was the power plants that kept your signature super low, but now we want power plants with the best HP and the best power generation. So for power plants here, you can see I've got my Breton here. This one will provide us with lots of HP and lots of power. Obviously, if you go over to the component here, the one that you can't buy, it's a military component, JS300. These you will need to loot. They have the base HP and the base power generation. Same goes for shields. You want the base shield HP and the base shield component health. So currently, all of our shields has changed as well. I did list all of them here, but for size 1 components, you want to run the 7SA. And then, of course, military component FR66s, probably the base now that you want to do it. But you can just take a look at this list when building your ship. I will show you in a minute how to use it, but you can see here, still pretty good. For coolers, nothing has changed too much for me, but you'll see if you run stealth coolers at the moment, which is vapor blocks for size 1, you can still cool your ship without any problem. And I'm not too worried about their health because even if you have one cooler go down, you can still cool your whole ship. So you technically have double the HP just from coolers because you have 2. So I'm still going with a stealth cooler, but if I can, I will always try to upgrade to a military cooler like the Glacier. Sometimes your ships will come with military coolers already in stock. For example, you might get a C grade, then I'll stick to those because they have individual pips, so you can adjust your build a lot easier. Same for stealth coolers. The main reason I'm choosing them is because they have individual pips. I'll show you in a minute why, but you can fine tune your build just because you can select one pip and just add more. You don't get a big chunk of cooling. It's a little bit hard to explain without showing you, but I'll do it in a minute. And then finally, for our quantum drives, we're just going to go with the fastest thing out there most of the time. they also have very good HP. Now that you had a quick look on the base components and why, let me go build a ship with you so that I can show you exactly what I mean with each component. For my ship that I'm going to be building out with you, just so that you can understand my reasoning behind each component, I'm just going to use the ship. It's my favorite ship at the moment and still a very good example because it comes with pretty decent component. So here we go. First, the weapons. The shift does come with very good ballistic weapons. The projectile speeds are very fast. For example, if I go down here, I take a look at their speed, ammo speed, you can see here, 1,400. The only problem is you can't find weapons with the same speed. So I will need to change this out. So for my size 4 weapons here, I'm going to choose ballistics. So what's the best ballistic here? Well, I'm going to go with the Revenant. This is a ballistic Gatling. Why do we go with the Revenant? Well, it has 1,200 speed. This will allow you to hit smaller ships and even bigger ships. It doesn't really matter, but the ammo speed is very important. It's not always about damage. If we just want to damage, we can just go with the best thing here, but it's not always. You can see here, 900 speed. You will not be hitting many things with this. This is why we're going to go with the Revenant. So I'm going to go with 2 Revenants here. We're all set up. Now we need to match our speed of our size 3 weapons as well. So let me go here. Here we go. For ballistic Gatlings, you can see here, Tiger Strikes, 1,200. So pretty decent. I'm going to choose this just because it matches up with my 2 size 4 weapons up here as well. So this is why we're going to choose this, plus the ballistic. Like I said in the spreadsheet, ballistics are very good, mostly repeaters. Before we get to missiles, I first want to do the other things here. Now we go to our shield here. For our shield, we want the thing with the base shield HP and the base component health. So I'm just going to go here. Here you can see all the components. First, we're going to sort by HP and see that our base HP is 750. And if we go here to component health here or HP pool for shields, you'll see 9,240. So we want something in this range. If you go down all the way here, here's the component I actually recommended, which has pretty decent shield HP and pretty decent component health as well. So I'm going to choose this one just because it's probably one of the best at the moment. And just to be clear, I'm choosing this one as well because I can buy it in shops. Otherwise, I would go with the FR76, obviously, because it has the base HP here for shields and the base component health. But for now, because we can buy this component in the shop, I'm going to go with this. If you're not sure where to buy this, you can just click here and scroll down all the way. And here you'll find all the shops that you can buy this component at. Now let's go back at the top here for power plant. We want something with the base power. So let's max out the power here and take a look. 21. And then here you can see 20. But does it have the base HP for a power plant? Let's quickly see here. You see all of the base power plants you basically can't find in shops. But here it shows up again. So this is the base one with the most power and component health that we can buy at least. So obviously I'm going to go with this. But if I do find a JS400 out in the wild, I'll equip that. Or if you have a ship with one of these other military components, go that as well. But for now, I'm going to go with this one, the Genoa. Now that we have our power plant, let's move over to coolers. Now, coolers is a little bit controversial since you can still go with stealth ones and they don't have the base component health. But as you can see here, if I go stealth components, I'm just going to go to ice boxes. Here you'll see that my ship doesn't actually use that much power because I can switch off one cooler. I can still cool everything. So technically, we can double up on the health of these components just because one cooler, if it shuts down, we still have the secondary one. So even though the icebox doesn't have the most HP, we technically have 2 of those that they need to shoot down before anything happens, just because one cooler can cool the whole ship. So this is why I'm going to go with stealth coolers. Plus, here you can see we get individual pips. If we just reset our coolers. Here you see that we can't really fine tune our ship because we need 2 power in cooling just to turn it on. So this is why I like stealth coolers. And the other coolers you can do this with is obviously military coolers. Here you can see Avalanche. Here you also get individual pips. So this is why I'm still running stealth coolers, because I get these individual pips that I can fine tune my build. So let me quickly go with the icebox again here. There we go. There's my iceboxes. Let's move over to Q2 drive. For my quantum drive, I just go max speed here. Here you can see is the Hurricane and Chimera. But if you take a look here on the right, you can also see the component health. Some of these is less fuel efficient, so you will have to choose between them. I usually like to go for the Chimera just because I get a little bit more range out of it. Plus the cooldown timer is not as long. It's almost twice as long for the Hurricane. So if you don't want to sit at the OM marker for too long, rather go with the Meta. Otherwise, you might be stuck there for almost 40 seconds. So I'll definitely only be there for 15. This is why I choose the Meta. It's very good. And here you can find my whole build at the moment. Just because ballistics is super good at the moment, we're not going to be using a lot of power. We'll have 2 extra power available. This is very good because if they shoot our power plant, it might degrade and we might need a little bit more power. Now, there's still a lot of systems you can turn off to optimize this. You can optimize your signature as well. For example, you can take 2 pips out of cooling here just to reduce your signature. This is usually what I am doing so that I have 5 pips available. And if I need more cooling, I'll just pump it up and I'm still good to go. Now that you know how I manage my power, let's quickly head over to missiles. So the base missiles that I like to use is usually electromagnetic. These ones will target this signature right here. And usually it's the biggest in this patch because they're running power plants with lots of health and lots of power. So these electromagnetic missiles will be very good this patch. Obviously, I don't use missiles as much. I prefer just fighting ships one-on-one with my weapons just to practice. But if you're in a pinch, you can always use your missiles if you want to. I just wanted to include this just so that you know as well. And that's basically how I build my ships. Make sure to take a screenshot of this component list here. Obviously, things can change and it's still very early on. So I might change my mind in the future as I do more testing. But for now, this is what I'm running with. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, leave a like. Don't forget to check out BMI Tracker if you want to turn your webcam into an head and eye tracker. Currently, they have a nice sale going so that you can get a bit of a discount. If you use the link in the description, you'll also be supporting the channel. So thank you very much.